So I'm joined today by Michael Edwards, Managing Director of Explore Worldwide, Hannah, the Head of Sustainability at Explore, and Joe Hendricks, the Explore Foundation Trustee and Travel Without Plastic. Guys, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. So Michael, I'm going to come to you first. Why are Explore launching the foundation?
Yeah, look, we've been in existence for 41 years and we've always supported the communities through which we travel. Our number one objective is to give people fantastic experiences, but what we do is really impact the lives on the communities in which we travel. And that's something we've always felt responsible for and always been proud of. And the foundation is a way of bringing that together so we can really focus that energy, focus that support for the communities and projects we want to support, and give our customers complete transparency and a mechanism in which they can also contribute. Explore will contribute for everybody that travels with us. So for the first time in 41 years, we know every traveller knows they're making a positive contribution. And then in addition to that, they can contribute themselves. So it's a real tangible framework in which we can demonstrate our support for where we travel.
Incredible. So holidaymakers clearly rely on travel companies to help them make that positive impact. How are Explore building and honouring trust from their customers through the foundation?
Look, I think first and foremost, it's transparency. We talk about business being a force for good or purpose beyond profit. And as I say, we give customers amazing experiences, but increasingly customers want to know the impact they're having on the places and the people that they visit. The foundation will be a home where we report back on the donations we're making. We can show the progress of the projects and people can see in real time over the years where the money has gone, the impact it's had on people's lives, and the real change that it's making in a way that we couldn't do quite as effectively before.
Hannah, we've chatted in depth about the Explore customer. You have the most wonderful customers and the most amazing stories. Is there any kind of standout ones that you've heard of people wanting to give back, or anything that's actually inspired you?
We really do have the best customers. They genuinely want to connect with the destinations that they're visiting, and quite often people will come back and say, how can we get involved? And as Michael said, we've been doing that on a small scale for a long time, but we've had people come back and say, do you know what, I was on this trip and I could see people going from one village to another down a really steep embankment, and they're trying to get their things to market. For just a few £100, we could put a path in. And that's the kind of things our customers are seeing because they're connecting with the people that they meet on their travels. So the foundation is going to give us more scope to do good things like that. So we've founded the two projects we're launching with through our tour leaders. So our tour leaders, our partners on the ground, our customers, they're the ones that are going to bring the great ideas to the foundation and help us do good work.
So we know how much people value the positive impact going back into the community. So how are Explore kind of addressing this and allowing people to do that?
Yeah, I think that's the really exciting thing about having a foundation is that it's a clear channel, isn't it, for people to be able to support the destinations and the causes that they really care about when they're traveling, and probably wouldn't know how to do that if they wanted to do it independently. So if I was going to travel somewhere and saw something that I wanted to get involved in, do I just want to give my money out indiscriminately, even though I want to help? Do I really know where that money is going to go? Can I track the progress and see what impact I've been able to have? And you can't do that independently. So I think the fact that Explore is opening that possibility through the foundation to its customers and the people that are really, really motivated and engaged to get involved with communities, I think that's a really great opportunity. And that rigorous process that we've got over choosing the projects that are going to be the recipients of that funding gives people confidence, I think, to give that financial support. So we're really hoping that lots and lots of people get involved and we get loads of projects off the ground.
Well, I'm sure they will. Hannah, let's take it a step back. How will the foundation actually work and what does it look like for customers?
It looks so simple. There's been a lot of work setting up the background, and as Joe says, there's a really rigorous process to how we find the projects and pick them and make sure that the impact is as widespread as possible. So as many people are going to benefit from the projects that we pick. And from a customer side, it's honestly, they don't even really need to think about it. Explore is going to donate on every customer that travels behalf. So for everyone who goes on holiday, they're already contributing. But a customer can amplify that if they want by we've got all of our projects on the website so they can read about them, they can see how they're going, where they're aiming for, their short, medium, long-term goals. So they can make a donation to a separate project as well. But they can also tell us about projects. So if they go away and they find something that they're really passionate about, they connect with the community and they're like, I want to help and I can see how, they can get in touch and tell us about it, and we'll start making connections and see whether it's a project we can work with. So yeah, loads of ways that people can get involved.
The foundation will support 2 projects in its first year, Women on Bikes and Develop Together. Joe, how did you choose these projects?
It's difficult to choose between so many great initiatives, isn't it? But the things that stood out about these 2, about Women on Bikes and Develop Together, is that it's not just going to be the one recipient of that donation that's going to benefit from that. So if you look at the Women on Bikes project, for example, it's not just that woman with the bike who's going to benefit. There's a whole family around that that's going to gain from that lady having a bike, from being able to get more time back because she's not having to walk everywhere, for example. There's just so much more flexibility that comes into that family's life from the mother or the sister or whoever it is that gets the bike being able to get around more easily. So it widens that impact. And the same with Develop Together. What was really interesting about that is when you see the impact that those students can have as they get to learn, they get to grow. And not only that, we've seen as the project's developed over the years that the students that have gone through the project come back into the community. So they're actually bringing that experience, that inspiration to others. So they're really widening the scope of the impacts. And that what was really important to us, that we could see it's really going to develop a community, not just a person.
Hannah, how important is the foundation to Explore? I know you've been working on this for a long time and it's a really exciting time for you, but it obviously aligns with your values. How important is it?
Super important. It's everything really, because we are so lucky to travel around this incredible world, and I think of all the places that I've visited and the people that you meet, the experiences you have, and the chance to create some positive good through what we do as our day jobs is really why we do it. We want to continue exploring great destinations, and it's all about people. You know, you go to somewhere, you meet the people, you come back and they've touched your lives, and we want to just keep doing that and expanding it. And yeah, everyone in the office is super excited about this going live. We've been working on it in the background for quite a long time now, so we're just really happy to share it with everyone.
Michael, what are the ambitions of the foundation? How do you see it kind of growing in the future?
Yeah, I think just to echo Hannah's point, we're incredibly proud of what we do as a business and we give customers a great time. But launching the foundation, certainly in the 3 years that I've been explored, will probably be the thing that we're most proud of, because it cements what I talked about us really believing we're not just a holiday company. We're a business that believes that there's a purpose beyond profit, or we're a business that's a force for good. And right now, when we launch it, formalize it, and have a place for customers to visit, that's just the starting point. I look to the next 10 years, and I can see us donating well into, I've got ambitions to get well over £1 million into various projects and communities. And the impact that has when you amplify that across, you help one community, women with bikes, for example, the ongoing legacy of that is quite profound. So while it seems relatively small, you can have impacts on thousands of people's lives over a 10-year period and ongoing. And then you can, because it's in the formalized way of a foundation, you can report back on that. And I think then it becomes self-sustaining. And similarly, customers can see the proof of where their money is going and our contributions are going, and that again builds momentum. So our ambitions are pretty limitless. I see the foundation as absolutely core to who and what Explore is in the future.
Do you think the foundation will set a new industry standard about expectation of travel companies actually doing good for the community?
Look, I think we're going through a fundamental change in travel right now where most companies have to be aware of their impact on the planet, whether that's negatively through carbon and finding ways to reduce that, or positively through adding to the GDP of the countries in which we visit. We're not groundbreakers here in our space. There are companies that have foundations and they do great work. So we're not the first and we don't claim to be, but we think every travel company has some kind of responsibility to the places that it visits. And the more businesses that start foundations, talk about being a force for good, being transparent about how they report on that and where the funds go and the difference it makes to people, I think there's an onus on other travel companies, regardless of whether they're in the responsible travel sector, to really contribute. So we hope there's that same ripple effect you see in the communities into which we travel. We hope there's that same ripple effect as there is within the travel community. I would urge all travel companies to have some formalized process for supporting the countries in which their passengers travel.
100%. Hannah, before we finish, just can we recap how people can actually get involved, and where can they find out more information about the foundation?
Yeah, absolutely. So the easiest way is to go to the website. It's got all the information about who we are, our board of trustees, how we pick our projects, and a bit of info on our 4-step process, how we do go through that, identifying projects, assessing whether they're right for us, because there's a lot of great projects out there, and how we report on the impact. So really cool stuff about how we actually do what we do. And if customers want to get involved and donate, there's links to each of the projects that they can pick which one resonates with the most and generously donate to us. But also by traveling on an Explore holiday. Explore are really supporting, they're driving the foundation. And for every customer that travels, they're making a donation on their behalf. So, there's loads of ways to get involved. And if people have got projects that they see when they're out on the road or simple things that they think we could help with, get in touch. And yeah, just talk to us. We're really happy to get involved with people, chat about what we're doing, and just shout about the good work.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much.